Rites of passage, an event marking an important stage in someone's life. In the off-road world, this could be the very first trail that you do in an area or in the next difficulty level. This is episode 3, Rites of Passage, Colorado on Yankee Hill. Hey everybody, Todd with Trailsoffroad, and I am outside of Denver, Colorado on one of the very first trails I ever did. And from when I talk to a lot of people, they say it was their very first trail too. And that's Yankee Hill, where you go from Central City all the way over to St. Mary's Glacier. The views that you get when you come up from the Central City side as you rise up, you get the Continental Divide in the background with St. Mary's Glacier in the foreground. This is a rite of passage for many people that off-road. When I did it the first time, I was hooked. I couldn't wait to explore further out in Colorado. You can run this trail from either direction. We started off on the Central City side and took a minute to check out the really interesting historic cemeteries. From Central City all the way over to Alice, you go through up and over Yankee Hill. It's a route, and with a route, it's a maze of different roads that you gotta take. And when I first came out here, there weren't GPS apps and there weren't phone apps that would take you through this maze of roads. I spent the entire day lost. So make sure you have an app with you to follow directions as you work your way through this network. Just beyond the cemeteries is a staging area where you're gonna wanna air down and get your group together for a fun day of adventure. The route is really stock friendly. There are a few spots where you might want to have a little modifications, but for the most part, any stock vehicle with 4-wheel drive and higher clearance can do this route. The big thing you want to remember though is air down. The rocks back here are very sharp and they will take chunks out of your tire, potentially even giving you flat out on the trail.
I'm Trent Ladd with Trailsoffroad.com, rocking the Stocko Taco. I've got 32s and they're down to 17 pounds.
When starting from the Central City side, the trail starts off pretty simple, basically a Forest Service road. It is narrow, so you do need to keep an eye on traffic up ahead. This area is mixed with all sorts of private property. One section of the trail goes directly through someone's property. So go slow, keep your music down, keep the dust down.
Trent, you are really flexing out that taco from back here. Taco time!
Erosion is a very common obstacle on a lot of Colorado trails, and Yankee Hill certainly has its share. The trail will climb to over 11,000 feet no matter what direction you decide to run the trail from. Nothing says Colorado like mountains, but the Columbines really let you know that you are traveling in the beautiful state of Colorado. In the summer, the wildflowers are out in full bloom until around the middle of August. In the wet areas, you might even find a fungus or two. And they don't call the Rocky Mountains for nothing. So it's a maze back here, and if you feel like you're starting to get lost, just keep following the 175.1 markers. That's the main Yankee Hill. On the east side of the trail, there are a couple notorious deep water holes early and late in the spring. In the summer months, no problem. Being close to Denver, this trail gets a lot of use. It's important to stay the trail. In some areas, it's almost impossible to even know what the trail is anymore. At one time, this used to be one vehicle width wide. And with that use, there's always a lot of extra trash laying around, so pack out more than you pack in. Yankee Hill is just one of the trails in this network. There are other trails like Cumberland and Washoe Gulch, Sheridan Hill, Miners Gulch. It's really important that you know where you're going.
There's like 8 million trails up here. If you guys just stay on me, we'll be all set. Or use the app.
That airing down part is really important because from here on out, the trail is just going to get more rocky and more difficult.
Is it just me, or is this a little bit more chewed up than last time? I'm saying it's definitely more chewed up than the times that I've been up here. I've probably been on this trail 100 times. Yeah, so we'll come up this difficult section right here. It's probably one of the more difficult sections of the trail you might want to spot, but when we get up there, there's a big old pile of quartz, like a quartz outcropping. I've never really seen that in any of the surrounding mountain areas. Man, this twisty stuff is fun, but it sure helps if you're in four-wheel drive. Hey, Trent, mind if I get a spot on this section? Sure, let me jump out.
Here we are at Quartz Point, and there's a lot of different optional lines that you can take out on Yankee Hill to make this trail as hard as you want or easier. Some lines you may even want to have a spotter.
Hey Todd, it looks like it goes straight, it goes left, it goes right, and we're not sure where to go. Let me check the app real quick and I'll signal back. That's what I'm talking about, the slow reveal coming up this hill, that great range back there. It's incredible.
As you rise up, you get an amazing view of some incredible 13,000-foot peaks in Mount Eva, Perry Peak, Mount Bancroft, and the most notable, James Peak. Across the way in the foreground, you will see a very long strip of snow. That is actually St. Mary's Glacier. Why they call it a glacier? I don't know, because it's not a glacier. It's just a drift that remains through almost the entire year.
Are you gonna just hang a right up here?
If you're feeling adventurous, you can try the namesake of this trail, and that is Yankee Hill. It's a pretty steep climb up. There's one line that's fairly rocky and another that is smooth. 4 low and just slow go, you'll have no problem making it to the top. From the top of the hill, you can continue on down to Alice and St. Mary's Glacier, and then just take Fall River Road back out to Idaho Springs for a traditional Colorado pizza at Bojo's. Thanks for joining the trail with us today. We really hope to see you out there. So if you see us, stop us and say hi. We'd love to meet you. Be sure to hit that subscribe button because that sure means an awful lot to us. We really hope to see you out there.